What's up, everybody? Back for another Star Rail video. And I actually did do a few summons off camera. I was gonna maybe put in a video, but I didn't pull anything, clearly, right? Or this would definitely just be a Hyacine like video showcase, whatever. I don't even think I would be able to build her that fast because I didn't pre-farm because I wasn't expecting to get her. Pretty much my idea was one multi on Noxa, right? And I'd be like, what, 18 pity, I think, or 17 pity, and then I do one multi on her, and if I got her, we'd be good. And then I was like, you know what, since she's actually pretty good and I wouldn't mind getting her, I'll do two multis, right? And then after a while, I convinced myself to do three, right? That would put me at, I think I did, three and then like two singles, and I'd be at 50 pity. And I'm like, if I get her early or a 5-star early, I think I would be okay with that, and then I'd go from there, right? Because there's a lot of banners coming up. We got Cypher, Cypher's Light Cone. We got Phanon, Phanon's Light Cone. We got Fate with Saber, and if they have Light Cone, Saber's Light Cone and Archer's Light Cone, and then whatever the hell they drop next, right? I don't have too much to save for, and we know how fast currency goes in this game. I got like 108 summons with, I believe, like 3 pity on the Light Cone banner and 50 pity on the character banner. She's broken, cool character. I just have to skip, bro. It is what it is, right? But Prydwen has updated their tier list, so let's see what they're cooking with, right? Now, I'm fully expecting her to be tier 0 and everything. She's by far the best sustain in the game. Luckily, I have full Aventurine and Gallagher to kind of, help me out there in terms of who I really need. Do I need a more, like, energy, buffing, slow healing with Ho? Do I need like faster healing to keep the team alive with like Gallagher, right? Do I want a shielder who's doing like a little bit of damage? We got it sorted, right? So I'm expecting tier 0. I'm expecting Caster's is already like tier 0, and I think almost everything. She's probably not moving. I think she might be like 0.5 somewhere, right? Mide might move up. I don't know if they moved him or Castores, but they got buffs, right? She's very, very easily their best healer. I almost said support, just because she is giving like a support thing, right, with the whole HP up. She also does good damage, and then Blade's definitely going to be moving up, and there's probably a bunch of characters who are going to move down, right? That's how it is, right? Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments, any predictions, whatnot. Let's jump into it. So this is for MOC because MOC was the last thing to get updated, and right away, yeah, tier 0. Who would have thought, right? Like clearly, very clearly tier 0 and everything. I would not be surprised if Linksha actually moved down. Right, I feel like Huohuo might. Okay, I think Linksha is better than Huohuo, but I think Huohuo does better stuff for the current teams than Linksha does, if that makes sense. So, yeah, venturing down, that just makes sense, bro. He used to be the best sustain, but a lot of characters want healing lately, like these two want healing. Herta wants constant attacks, which venturing can do as well as Linksha, right? But yeah, Linksha also is with Rapid on break. She can do debuffs with Acheron. Venturing can too with his ultimate. Anaxa, I could really use both. But yeah, no, these two wanting Linksha more. It's more of a heal meta, right? If that makes sense, instead of a shield meta like how we used to. Let's see, anything else? Where is Mine? So 0 to 0.5, and then Castores, yeah, 0.5 on Purification. They'll probably change that next Purification to tier 0 for everything, I'm assuming, just because she's just so good, right? Blade, yeah, Blade went up on. They really have him as a support DPS too. I mean, it makes sense because he can be a support DPS, but I didn't actually notice that they had that. It might be new. But yeah, him going up makes sense. Ratio going down, Dothagen going down. Okay, Fushuan's going down. Luocha was already tier 1. Okay, well, if he was up here with Gallagher, he obviously would have been moved down, because his whole thing was more heals than Gallagher. He was like the most consistent healer or person giving out heals, and now that that's her, he kind of just doesn't have a use, right? Because Linksha does heal a lot, but Luocha was like constantly just pumping out heals, which is what Castor's wanted, and that kind of whole thing is now used by her, so it makes sense that he's so low. Fushan going lower is what it is, bro. Maybe she'll get a buff. You know, one thing about the buffs I am disappointed about is they instantly went for Silverwolf, right? Blade, Kafka, and Jinglu, which are DPSs. Well, obviously besides Silverwolf, right? She's more of a support, but pretty much DPSs past their prime, but they're all premium. Well, they were all premium, right? Premium DPSs. They didn't go for characters like Clara, Himiko, well, Yanqing, like even the 4-stars, right? Which I guess I'm kind of grateful for because they could easily make characters like Kafka age a bit better, and then we'll get, you know, support for like the 4-stars. Hopefully, please actually buff the 4-stars, and then the 4-stars will be relevant longer because they'll probably give them less shelf life. So I guess the later they wait to give it to them, the better they would be. Kind of same logic like a Dokkan EZA, even though, you know, Dokkan does a lot of funny things with EZAs, I'm not gonna lie. So I guess I shouldn't hold my breath, but... Okay, so it's really just 2 more DPSs going down, and then Blade going up. Really, that's it? That's all they did? Okay, let's see what they said first. Yep, writing, you know, funny... It's 6 minutes in. Funny fat fuck, user. It's like her stand, basically. Add to the tier list. Hyacine and Fat Fuck enter the fray. This update will be positioning the Shine in their special teams alongside the likes of Castoris, all yada yada. Great healing, enough to earn her tier 0 in all placement modes. I mean, who would have thought, bro? Best sustain in the game, all tier 0? That's crazy. It's almost like the supports and the sustains are easily tier 0 compared to the DPSs. The DPSs have a way harder time hitting tier 0 than supports and sustains. We'll revisit her. Yep. Minister factors is Blade. Yep. Yada yada. Pretty much just, yeah, racing Blades. 2 to 1.5. I'm not seeing anything like I didn't already say, so I'm probably just skimming over it. Also quoted rated for sport DPS. Okay, so they did add this update. It's a lot from S0, E0, Hyacine, but her S1 is where he really gains a lot. Oh yeah, they don't put that, because they don't include signature light cones, but if you have S1, then Blade gets a huge buff with that HP drain. Then with Lucha, with the release of Hyacine, Lucha has had one of his unique niches diminished. We won't be changing his tier for now, but we're making other adjustments to the same category, so his position in the meta is more accurately portrayed. Venturing, we're following through our wish list. Jeez. Our watch list from last time, moving Venturing down a tier. Many of the top DPS right now prefer other sustains. That's all I have to say, bro. It is what it is. Argentina and Jade both display strong scores this phase, albeit with a lesser player than Anaxa. Makes sense. Still, they will remain in 0.5 for now, and Anaxa will continue to find himself in between tiers for now, being stronger than 0.5 but not as universal as Tribi. Boo Hill didn't have the greatest time this phase, meaning he hasn't done enough to follow through on previous intention to raise him. We're keeping him tier 1, okay? Fushan, similar to Venturing Fushan, while certainly usable in the meta isn't currently a first, certainly usable is a fucking stretch. Or in a lot of cases, even second or third best option. Yeah, I'm not reading the rest. She's kind of bad. And then, yeah, these guys are just... Yikes. Buff Violet, bro. Give her a cleanse, bro. She'll be good, please. And then that's their last update. Okay. Nothing too crazy on this one, right? Would I change anything? Not really. I mean, you know, this is fine. If they're not going to give her tier 0 on Pure Fiction, I think that's fine. Right? She's probably just tier 0 in everything now that she has her helping out. Because she's doing damage, she's buffing, and yeah, keeping the team alive. Yeah, I don't really have any gripes about this. We'll have to see how the buffs put Blade. I'm expecting Blade to be bare minimum 0.5, if not tier 0. He should be tier 0. I think every character getting a buff should be tier 0 because of how quickly some characters can age. Because if they buff Blade, well, Blade's been on the rise, so maybe Blade isn't a good example. Jinglu, right? They buff Jinglu to tier 0, and then they just suddenly, like, shifts, you know, content in a way that Jinglu isn't good. She'll probably drop to, like, tier 1, like, instantly, right? Which could be really annoying. Obviously, we have to see her kit and whatnot, but I'm hoping the buffs are going to be pretty good. Blade is going to be a fucking monster, though. If you have his best team, you have Blade, you have Tribi, you got Hyacine, you got, who'd be another good teammate for him? Potentially Jinglu, depending on what she does. If they make her like Herta, where she's like HP drain slash support in a sense, because Herta technically does support the team by giving crit damage, kind of like how Noxa also supports the team by giving crit damage. If they make Jinglu like a Blade like main DPS slash sub DPS partner, and then you just run Tribby Hyacine, that would be pretty nasty. I think Blade easily is going to be the best out of them, unless they do some crazy, crazy shit with the buff of the characters. But yeah, no, this isn't a terrible tier list. I'm trying to look at it, and I can't really nitpick anything. Most of the sustain characters are going down, just because of how good she is, right? I mean, I wish I could get it, bro, but I just don't make enough to warrant getting this character and then going for what it would be 3 characters in a row, and then yeah, 3 characters in a row: Cypher, Phanon, Saber, and then it would be 4 light cones in a row, which would be Phanon, Saber, Cypher, and an Archer, right? That is 7 things to summon on in a row without a break. Especially because Fate is like 7 days or so after Phanon. I'm good, bro. 50 pity. Hopefully we just get Cypher and her light cone pretty quickly, and then we have to worry about the shit show that is Fate with Phanon. It's gonna be crazy. Maybe on the rerun, right? I said that about Linkshot and it didn't happen, but I'm pretty sure I lost at 50-50 on Linkshot's banner. Or maybe no, that was when I went for Kafka E2. Regardless, I'll try to get her later because she actually is really good for HP scaling characters. And if I ever lose 50-50 to Blade and get him, then it's like I have 3 characters who really do benefit from this character. If I were you guys and you're on the fence of summoning, I would wait, see how, you know, people who have the character rate it. You know, maybe give Prydwen like another week or so to update their stuff on, like, you know, is she really just as good? Is it like first day glaze? Whatever it may be, you know, wait a little bit. You still got like 20 days before you can really like lock in, you know, last minute summons. I think that is the technical best way to evaluate if you're summoning or not, is wait until the end of a banner instead of the very beginning of a banner, because then you get like, you know, not like FOMO, but like impatient FOMO, if you know what I mean. But anyway, that'll be it for the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.